How you doing, guys? Nelson Torres here for Studio NYC, representing WTF, of course. And tonight we have a very special guest here. She is an R&B singer and poet, all the way from the Bronx. Ladies and gentlemen, Vero G.
Thank you so much for having me. Pleasure, thank you.
No, thank you for coming by tonight.
Not a problem.
I heard a lot of good things about you.
Thank you, thank you.
A lot of good things. So let's get started. So we just need to know about you. Okay. First things first, you say you are an R&B singer, so because
Yes.
you're a poet as well.
Yes.
We'll get to that later. But first things first, an R&B singer. What? I need to know, like.
Sure.
What do you do as far as singing? I mean, like, where did you get that start? Because I know this is your first album, right?
Yes, yes.
So explain, like, your beginnings.
Okay, great, sure. Okay, so basically I started at the age of 7. Not professionally, but it's a passion of mine since the age of 7. My parents influenced me, like, hey, listen, if you got something as a talent, go for it. So at that time on, I realized I have something as a beautiful talent to give to the world. So I started working in school choirs, working with other people and just crafting on my talent.
Yeah.
And I also worked with Al Sharpton, Change Choir, for like a year or so. And I couldn't do it, it was too much of one for me. So I just stopped that, but because I wanted to school at the same time. So eventually I still had the passion in mind. Like I really had something in there. I had to really work on my craft. So down the line, I just started writing songs. I started, working on myself as performance-wise and going to local gigs and shows and stuff. And since that time on, I just loved it. And here I am today.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Thank you.
So now, you wrote most of your songs though, right?
Yes, yes. Majority of them, yes.
Well, what's your inspiration from these songs that you write?
Wow. I would say basically life experiences, from heartbreak, love, overall, anything that anybody could experience, I could relate to, I pretty much wrote.
So now, how do you take the time to actually write it? So like, let's say, oh, I just feel like writing. What do you do from there?
The way I do the process of songwriting is usually I just hear a beat. Usually I'll just listen to it for some time, and it depends how I feel the day. And if it's something that I could relate to, like it's either a love song or something I could just experience or give it to out there, people that could, relate to it basically. I'll just start from that point on and hearing the instrumental and just start writing from there. And then I'll just brainstorm the ideas I have for that theme. Let's say love, heartbreak, different things overall. And from that point on, I'll just make like a brainstorm and work with that.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, you coincide with poetry as well.
Yes, yes.
So now, how do you, combine the two, if you do?
Oh,
I mean, do you combine it or you do one of each?
It's actually funny you say that because my 8th grade teacher, I don't figure her English teacher I had, her name is Miss Thompson. I love you, if you're here watching. From Bushwick High School. She actually influenced me because of the fact that in poetry, it does relate to songwriting. If you think about it. So it's basically poetry, if it's the root of songwriting, and then you would just extend it. So at that time, I started doing actually poetry first before I did my songwriting. And I just, from that moment on, I just realized, that's why it's kind of a combination of both.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
wow.
Thank you.
So now, what's the difference between writing poetry and writing a song? Because I think it's almost the same thing, but I'm sure there is a difference between the two. So I'm sure everybody else wants to know the same thing.
Sure, sure. Okay, so what poetry is basically, it's basically what your expression is, whatever you're going through, same thing with songwriting. But what's the difference between that is basically it's shorter words and different ways of saying things. As with songwriting, it's similar to it, but at the same time, it's more extension of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, this is your first album, right?
Yes, yes.
So now, you mentioned before, that you worked on this album for how long?
Wow, for a good 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah,
because you kind of mentioned to me, because I'll let you say it,
Sure,
but
sure.
that you wanted to perfect this. You didn't want to just put it out there so quickly, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So what made you decide just to make sure that this album is correct and straight to the point? Otherwise,
Sure.
what made you decide, instead of just putting it out there?
Exactly. Actually, I've been working with my mentor / music producer, Cool Breeze. We're working on it for a good 2 years. And I felt like as my first debut album, I wanted something that would really reflect on me as an artist, but also others out there who are upcoming artists themselves that can relate to issues like, as I said, heartbreak, love songs. So I wanted something that really perfected what basically the theme, which is trials and tribulations, ups and downs. We're all going through that. So overall, I decided to do something like that theme, and I wanted to perfect it, make sure it was something that was really worth waiting for.
So you had a lot of heartbreak then over the years, and that somehow inspires you to not only write songs but also do poetry as well.
Pretty much, yeah.
So it must be a lot of heartbreaks then.
Oh, I have my fair share, you could say, somewhat, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure everybody else does.
Of course.
But I mean, is yours really deep?
To a certain extent, you could say. Like I said, basically I use my pain, whatever, heartbreak, love, anything overall, like even happy songs, I just use that as an extension to who I am, and I just put it out there so people could just appreciate that. Good music out there.
Right, exactly. You want to put good music. You want people to listen to your words that either hurts you or makes you feel happy, that makes you feel sad, whatever the case may be.
Exactly.
So you just want something that people can feel your pain or feel your happiness and whatever it is that you're desired to do. That's the best way to say it.
Pretty much, yeah.
So now two things. Now I just brought up the R&B thing. Now what's this thing with the? I just want to know your poetry. So how did that come about? Between what was first, R&B or poetry?
I would say more or less the poetry first.
Right.
Like I said, I was doing poetry like since I would say middle school, you could say, down the line to high school and on, and even my college days. And it's whatever I felt, like writing on paper, it was like my therapy. I had to, whatever I had at the moment, my emotions, I just put in paper. And after I read like whatever I was going through at the moment, I felt relieved. I felt like, wow, like that was actually what I went through, or overall what it is. So that was my first, I think as of a poetry or what I put my passion first. Then down the line, songwriting.
Oh, okay. Now, did you take like any writing classes in order for you to?
No. I just.
No, I just thought I asked because I say this because there's some people do take that kind of classes, to perfect their writing. But I was wondering if you did that.
Actually, it's just something I just I think it's a skill or something. Actually, no, it's just something that's born within you. Like if you have something, you just work on it though. But if it's something that's God given to you, then why not? Just
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good.
Thank you.
Now you have a CD and a poetry book, which is called My Life Stories.
Yes.
And you do a lot of poetry here.
Yes.
Yes. Now you do a lot. You have a lot of it. It looks really good.
Thank
and
you.
you also, by the way, just so you know, you are Vero G, but you also go by Veronica Gonzalez.
Yes.
So you go by that. So that's where the Vero G came from. So it makes
Pretty
sense.
much.
So now, real quick, do you want to do a poetry read?
Of course,
Just to,
not a problem.
give an idea. And then hopefully we'll get to hear you sing.
Of course, not
But
a
I just
problem.
want to hear one of your poetries.
Sure. Okay. Just real quick. That was 13. I had to go back. Okay. Right here?
Yeah, you're here. You're perfect.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this one's called Beauty.
Right.
Okay, so.
Go for it.
All right, thank you. Okay. Beauty is far and deep. Acknowledge it. Will be a keepsake. Wakened by the sight or her look, it gets you shook. To be around her presence is like a rare gem, as a unique resemblance to the gods of beauty. This captures their strength and the mode to their length. Breathtaking is overrated, as it being saturated to the depths of this creature has her definition and feature to an extent of being able on her desires and label. Your perception on beauty, she is golden as a trophy, where you want to keep and look in the glass case to show her off and face to others as your place of reward in your place. But this beauty is not to be stored away or be captive away. She is a free spirit, has no stop or go her way. But what's this beauty wants to be? Beauty. Thank you.
That was excellent.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Where's the phlegm?
No, it was actually.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really, really fascinating.
Thank you. Thank you
So
so
beauty.
much.
What inspired you to write you that?
At that time, I wrote that a couple of years ago, and I felt I was going through some self-conscious issues. You could say my personal issues with that. As what people we expect beauty to be basically outside,
Right.
and we don't really take the next motive to really appreciate ourselves inside instead of just mostly the outside part of it, basically. So I decided to write this poem besides of our inner beauty. What we,
Gotcha.
as a woman, what we represent as a woman, her beauty inside and out, in that sense. So that's why I wanted to captivate that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Now, one last thing before we go, because we're running a little bit short on time.
It's okay.
Now, aside from you being a poet, you're also an R&B singer.
Yes.
And here's her CD right here. If you can somehow find it in any way, or you get it through her, great. It is called Trials and Turbulations.
Yes.
And I like the cover. She's cute right here. You want me to say
Aw,
something?
thank you, thank you.
I'm very flirty. So
It's
you gotta
okay.
understand that I'm always flirty also.
It's all good.
People know me. If they know me, they would know that.
It's okay.
So yeah, I would say that this is really an awesome cover.
Thank
I know
you.
this is for a start. I understand
Yes,
that.
yes.
So, but you're not signed to any record company.
No.
You're on your own.
Independent, yes.
What would
pretty
you
much.
consider?
If I, depending on the contract and the person that, as a negotiation behind that,
Right,
and
right.
if I feel it's the correct process, and I'm down with
Because there's
that.
some people that just jump on it quickly. Oh yeah, I'll
No,
sign it right
but
away.
they
But you're
don't-
very, very careful before
Yes, you have to, because your signing is basically, I don't want to say it, but you're giving yourself away in a sense.
your life away. You're pretty much just signing everything, and then they might own your song,
Your
and you'll
soul.
be able.
And that is well, yes, exactly.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen. Which I
No.
understand. It happens a lot in the city, and it happens a lot in the music industry in general.
Unfortunately, but yeah, it's true. But I wanted to quickly, if it's okay.
Yes.
If, for example, if they could catch my music at and.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, great. Okay, so if you guys want to definitely check out my music, you could check out my SoundCloud. It's Veronica Gonzalez, 11 behind that. My YouTube channel is VERO2884. My Twitter is VERO2884. My VRep Nation page is Vero G. My Facebook artist page is Vero G. If you want to book me, also when you get a copy of my album, it's under my email, VERO28@yahoo.com. Yeah, VERO2884, sorry, at yahoo.com. Definitely. And I have a couple of shows coming up actually as we speak. One of them is actually my album release party.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so-
For more information, just
Yes, to contact me and.
yeah, definitely if you want to check that out. Great. That's
Yeah.
coming up very soon.
Yes, yes.
But if you want more information, just contact her,
Yeah.
and then she'll hook you up. She will contact you back. I don't think she'll leave you hanging.
Of course. I just want to give a quick shout out.
Go ahead.
Okay, I want a big shout out to Cool Breeze. We've been working for a good amount of time with the album and everything else. I just want to say thank you. My mom, my dad, rest in peace. You guys, of course, thank you for having me on the show. My fans, my supporters, and overall, just everyone who's believing in me, and that's about it.
That is awesome. Now,
Thank
it's
you.
great meeting you, but
You
one
too.
last thing
Of
before we
course.
go.
You know me.
To end this, I want you to sing one of your songs
Of
from your
course.
CD.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
Thank
we
you.
have Vero G.
Thank you.
Take it away.
Okay. Yeah. Vero G. My heart goes on. Wherever you are, my heart goes on. Once more, you open the door. My heart goes on to the beat of the song. Realize what had went wrong. You used to play me like one of your toys. Only use me until you was with your boys. I used to cry at those endless nights between how you caused all of our fights. Tired of how you used to treated me. Now taking charge and not taking none of your shit. Remember those days when you used to throw me out? Said I was nothing to start a fucking shout. How you took control over over me. I was trapped in your world, now setting me free. Now I gotta build this ice so hard you gave to me. Now you crying cause you all alone. Remember when I was a queen in your throne. Now you acting funny cause I'm not at home. Yeah, my heart was sick. That's right, New York City. I believe goes on. Once more, you open the door. I believe that my heart will go on and on. My heart goes on. Yeah.
Vero G,
That's right.
don't stop.
Don't stop, baby.
My
Heart goes on. Oh wow.
Awesome. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. That was awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming by.
you're
Ladies and
welcome.
gentlemen, Vero G, Trials and Tribulations.
All right.
From off the album.
Thank you.
You were great. And also your poetry book, My Life
Yes.
Stories by Veronica Gonzalez.
Yes.
Be sure to contact you for more information about
Thank you.
getting all your stuff, right?
Yeah, of course, of course.
You want it out there, so.
Oh, hey, but it worked.
Exactly. But thank you, Veronica.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Aw, it's making me blush now.
Vero G.
Thank you.
Look out for her.
All right.